Lovely. So we will take you through a little introduction very shortly, but just to first of all say hello from Martine and myself. So we are the fellows that were mentioned before, and we were given a fellowship to deliver this afternoon's workshop and some other outputs for the COP26 Universities Network. And there's been some really good content from the fellows on days 1 and 2 as well. So hopefully you've been able to join for some of that. But also we've got a really exciting afternoon for you here. So yeah, Martine, shall I share our introductory slides?
Please do, yes. Yeah. It's probably worth saying that initially the fellowships were designed to be separate, but actually we found such a good synergy and we felt it was better serving to our community to actually gel together. So our two teams have worked extremely hard in the last few weeks to put together what we hope is going to be a really exciting and broad-ranging program that everybody will enjoy and benefit from and have their questions answered and also make contributions to.
Okay, fab. All right then, so this is a bit about the structure that we're going to go through today, and we also just wanted to take a few minutes to introduce you to the speakers you'll be hearing from. So Martine.
So the 3 key questions, 4 questions that we want to really tackle today is why communication is difficult and what decision makers need and want and how we present risk information. There will be a goodie bag to take away today, and there also will be development of a broader toolkit of resources in order to help underpin theoretically but also practically communication of difficult subjects, particularly climate risk. So this is the AU4DM team. We are an organisation that looks at decision making under uncertainty for decision makers, and I would like to invite my colleagues to put the cameras on and get ready to introduce themselves, and while they're doing that I'll introduce myself. So I am Director of the Applied Statistics and Risk Unit at the University of Warwick, and I engage with decision makers of all different kinds with probabilistic modelling and other things to help them to make decisions when there is uncertainty in their system. So Mark, would you like to introduce yourself?
Thanks very much, Martine. So good afternoon, everyone. My name's Mark Webman. I'm a specialist in strategic foresight. I'm based at Imperial College, London.
Thank you. Paulina, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
I'm Paulina, and I also work with at Imperial College and part of the IU4DM with Martine and Mark.
Thank you. And Joe, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Hello, I'm Joe. I'm a research fellow in the Environmental Humanities and Digital Humanities at the Sussex Humanities Lab, and I'm a science fiction writer.
Thank you.
Amazing. So I'm now going to take us on and introduce you to the Climate Action Unit team. So the Climate Action Unit team works together to change how scientists, policymakers, businesses and the media engage with one another about climate change. And our aim is really to make sure that climate risk information is a more effective driver of the government policies and processes that are needed to curb climate change. And this is one of our kind of 3 key areas that we work on at the Climate Action Unit, but this is the one we really want to talk to you about today. So I'm here, I am a project manager at the Climate Action Unit, and I kind of coordinate lots of our activities internally and externally. But the brains behind it all is really my 2 colleagues, who I'd like to introduce themselves. So that's Dr. Chris de Meyer and Dr. Lucy Hubble-Rose. Chris, do you want to say hello?
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm a neuroscientist by background, but I've been working on the communication of climate change for quite a few years now. And why a brain scientist is involved with that will hopefully become apparent a bit later in the session.
Hi, I'm Lucy Hubble-Rose, and I'm a geographer by background, but my role at the CAU is largely about bringing people together. So I specialise in designing and facilitating sessions that bring together policymakers with researchers and a whole host of other groups of people to help explore how to improve that communication and build new connections.
Amazing. Thank you both. So you've now had a chance to meet both the teams. And as you'd have seen from the agenda that we just ran through, there's going to be sessions from presenters across both of those teams interspersed with one another. So we've got different contributions to give under the same kind of themes and topics. So what to expect from this workshop? Well, this is going to be a very multidisciplinary workshop. You can tell from the way the speakers have introduced themselves that we've all come from quite different backgrounds, and that's really interesting, and links to what Liz said about perhaps one size doesn't fit all with risk communication, and so we believe we can really benefit from drawing together from lots of different backgrounds here. What to expect in a practical sense? Well, you're going to be getting involved with some polling. We're going to give you some classwork to do, and there's going to be a range of discussions that you can be involved within the sessions and things to take home and do as well. So expect to be interactive. We'd love you to get involved here. And you'll have a chance to do the following things. So you'll be learning about the challenge of communicating risk, particularly on climate change. You'll get a chance to practice some communication skills, and you'll be able to help co-produce a really important toolkit ahead of COP26, which the AU4DM team will be sort of leading the charge on, but they want all of your input too. So just some housekeeping before we start. We want to encourage you to engage and interact as much as possible during the activities. The chat function should be open. We've got polling, we've got word clouds, we've got some Google Forms. So please do give us your feedback. We really want to hear from you and make this as interactive as something remote can be. We've scheduled in 3 breaks. So we've got a 10-minute break and then a 20-minute break and then another 10-minute break. And we will try our very best to protect that time so that you can step away from your screen if you need to, get up and move about. We know it's a long afternoon and we know it's a Friday. So we're really grateful you're here. And yes, we want to try and protect you and give you some breaks in that time, really. Due to the high attendee numbers, we've decided to automatically mute the participants, but please, if you'd like to speak at any point, if you just use the raise hand function, and then one of our team will unmute you. And there may be points in the session where we actively encourage you to do this. So we may want you to give us some verbal feedback. As I said, chats and comments are welcome. We've got a bit of time in session 5 of the day to reflect on these. So if we can't pick them up during the sessions because things are getting a bit tight for time, please note that we will come back to them and give you an opportunity to speak to all of the fellows at the end of session 5. And then just a technical point, which is that we will be using Slido today. So hopefully you will have a phone or another electronic device near you. The way to engage with Slidos is, so some of them we've got inbuilt QR codes on the slides. So you'll just need to hold your phone up and take a picture of the code and it will link you straight into the poll. If that doesn't work for you, or if your phone doesn't have a QR reader inbuilt, you can just go to the web address that will be on the slides and it will give you an event code to type in, and that's how you can engage. So I think that's it on the housekeeping. Just to say, you know I am, and I think Martine is as well. We're really excited that you've chosen to join us for this afternoon. So thank you, and we hope you get lots out of it. And please do feedback to us at the end of the session how you found it and what you thought.